am I in at? I am in at. I'm actually in right here where we're at.
Current price
Three,
market
348, 3482 is my entry.
3482. Yeah, I'd say anywhere in this area right here is a great entry, and I'd set a stop somewhere up here at 34,994, say as your stop loss, just above the highest wick up here. If it pushes up, then let it go, and we can look for other setups. But that's definitely an amazing short potential right here, and a tight stop too. 10 pips, that's all you need, and it's going to come back down to fill this gap right down here for 66 pips. 67. Yeah, that's a nice trade. I'm going to set that one up there after when you take over the call. Okay, so let's go back to the daily. That's what we see for on the daily coming into play for the USD CAD. Euro USD, I see a short. I see the euro being short today. I think it's weak. Okay, fuck. Sometimes that annoys me. You have to move your entire chart there. A lot of momentum pushing it down. This is a bearish candle here. I see it coming down. I'm actually in a Euro USD trade right now, so she's in profit. I do see it coming down to the 0% down here at 111,200 roughly. That's where I might take profit. So it's just above the 0%. Pound USD. Pound USD is definitely bearish on the day. For an entry, we can fine tune those later, but definitely bearish. We can look for shorting opportunities on the pound USD. USD CHF. Finally, she's starting to push down. I closed out. I wish I would have been in it still, but damn NFB. Yeah, see now, like this is she's up here. She's at break even again, but she's starting to get movement. NFP starts to move everything. Everything starts to get a little bit more life back into it, and that's where you can start seeing more opportunities come into play. Monday and Tuesday after NFP, they're going to be your most volatile days in the week, and then Wednesday will start to simmer back down. Aussie dollar, I see the Aussie being weak on the day, and you can see she's already pushing down. She's broke past the monthly support. It might even come down and where is it now? 69,800. You could potentially see it come down.
Take a look at Aussie dollar on FXCM.
Aussie dollar on FXCM. Ooh, look at that gap.
Yeah.
On the daily.
There's a gap there too.
Yeah, the next.
Yeah, now look at the Let's see what chart I'm
Fuck.
looking at here. Aussie dollar. I don't have it up yet. Hold on, let me pull it up. But yeah, I saw that gap when I had just looked at my charts too.
I had a couple trades left open on the weekend on pound New Zealand, and it gapped up. And as soon as the market, as it opened, stopped me out. And I was like, where the hell did this gap come from?
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, it came up and like literally into my stop loss. It gapped into my stop loss. I was like, what the truck?
Yeah, Aussie has a gap from 0.7 flat, 2 flat to about 0.699.
Yeah, man, that's actually impressive. So at some point this week, we are going to see Aussie's week today, but at some point this week, we will see that Aussie come back, push back up, and fill this. Oh yeah, definitely. That's a 35 pip gap right there in between the two. Everyone can see the gap from here to here. And why I say 35, I've already measured it, but I'll show it first. Sorry, 38.
Yeah, a lot of the Aussie pairs gap now that I'm looking at them. I know you
That's
don't
crazy.
see them. I know you probably can't see it much on when you look at the Orlando, but yeah, all of them. Now I'm seeing all of the Aussie.
Damn, yeah. I wonder. I don't know why Orlando doesn't show them. I wish they would. But yeah. So at some point this week, we will see that come into play. But I do see the Aussie being bearish on the day, so you can potentially look for maybe even buying opportunities. If it comes down low enough, you can look for some buying opportunities because that gap will be filled. at some point. Onto the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand is weak on the day. I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities when it comes down and touches this 65,800 zone right in here. It's at a very low point. It's actually, if you look back to the left here, you got some support sitting at this end. So I see it coming down to that area, and that's where I'm going to be looking for my buys. Euro JPY. Euro's bearish on the day. The yen is strong on the day, so you're going to be looking for potentially for some shorts on the Euro JPY. If it comes down and closes around the weekly support at the end of the day, we can start to look for some buying opportunities on that. Pound JPY, the pound is weak, yen is stronger. We're going to be looking for some shorts. Okay, that was my old. Let's get rid of that. I do want to see that pound JPY come back and test this 144 zone before I look at any long positions. So that's going to be where it's going to be projection for today. I want to see that come into play. Pound Aussie, that's a bearish pin bar right there. You're going to see the pound start to come down a lot more. See, that was the trade I had up right there, and she gapped up and tanked, just crashed me right out.
That was
pound
Aussie. Right? Yeah, that pound Aussie was running for a minute. A good 2 weeks she was running up. She gapped up, right?
Yeah, she gapped up there. Stupid pound. CAD JPY. Let's take a look at that. Actually, I kind of like that. I drew a bit of a thing there the other day.
Analysis on it,
yeah. Yeah, it's not bad actually. Turned out all right. A little bit of a wave there. I seen this the 2 points. I was like, all right, let's try this out and see what happens. Came into play quite nicely. All right, cool. You gotta love that when you go back on your analysis and you see that shit happen.
Yeah, exactly how you thought it would.
Yeah. Sorry for CAD JPY on the daily. Let's take a quick peek.
That CAD JPY should likely be headed in an upward direction.
I don't want to see. I'm not going to be touching it until it comes down and retest this 81,800. If I'm going to go in a buy on this, I'm going to be looking for an entry at the 81,800, right at the test low here. Okay. Come back and retest it. And CAD CHF again. CAD would be actually a little bit stronger, I think, after the news release later. You can actually see a little bit of gap there. I want to see that gap being filled. And actually, if it comes down to a roughly 75,500, that'd be the best area for an entry bouncing off this support level back here.
Which pair is that now? That's the
CAD CHF, yeah.
CAD CHF. Pull that up real quick. Let me get that. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap there out to the
upside a bit there. Yeah. Not the biggest gap, but it's still a little bit of a gap. It's actually showing on Oanda. So, that's FXDM. That's why it's showing.
It's about 15 pips.
All right. So I'll hand the floor back over to you, and and then you can go in more in-depth analysis on some of the pairs that we're going to have up for the day.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's go stop share. All right. You got the floor.
All right. Good to go?
Good to go. I can see you loud, crystal clear. Hello? Did you freeze up? I can't hear anything. Oh, sorry, man. Pardon me. Ooh, that was a coffee burp. Oh yeah, that stuff. My liquid gold in the morning. Part of my blood. Just hook me up to an IV and get pumping. I wonder why my microphone here, my Blue Star microphone's not working. I'll have to check that out later. Might have to do a software update on it. Yeah, it's not even giving me an option to select it. I don't like that. I do not like that one bit. Might have to reinstall it. Oh well. You're still muted, by the way, in case you're, I don't know if you're on your call or not, but if you can hear me, I talk a lot. 15 minutes of the open, the Dow Jones is down 525 points. Ouch.
All right, so the pair I'm really focused on this morning is going to be this USD CAD. I am highly focused on this USD CAD. Let me clean up this chart for you guys. Alright, yeah, I'm highly focused here on this USD CAD. I'm actually already in a position here. We have this huge gap right in here. This is where I'm mainly focused on. I have a trade in here and on the USD CAD. I actually caught myself attempting to set that expert advisor up on the trade copier over the weekend, and it didn't perform too well. Took a few trades on Ripple, so I'm back in control. I've taken a trade. Got this trade here on USD CAD and a trade currently in on XRP.
Hey, go back to your USD CAD for a quick second. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Look at that pin bar right there, eh? To push up. Yeah, that's coming back down. That's a bearish pin bar.
This last 15-minute candle pin bar?
Yeah, that's bearish. Yeah, she came up, didn't go as high as the head, and then pushing back down. Excellent. I like that. And that's gonna right there is gonna be your evening star. That next candle that's gonna form, I guarantee it.
Evening star right here?
Yeah, I guarantee that's gonna come back and form an evening star right there.
So yeah, I'm short there on the USD CAD, long on XRP.
Excellent.
Let me pull this up a little more. Look at this 4-hour chart. What really struck my attention on this UCAD, of course, is this major 35 pip gap right here. Might even be more than that. Let's measure it. Yeah, that's actually 32 pip gap. And here's how we got that playing out for us. Looking pretty good. So this is the trade that I have my focus on for the day. Now, as far as targets, take it from our swing low to our swing high. and we can look to take it down to somewhere right in this level. For a good 60 pips. I'm also looking at the pound USD. Looks like a good opportunity. I'm in there. Let me show you that. Here we also have a similar gap. It's a little smaller, but it is a gap nonetheless. And there is a low of the day, which was formed. Notice how, watch when I draw this low of the day. We look over here to the left. The low of this day fell right on top of the high of 2 previous days, which technically means that this at one point was a daily resistance area. Let me change the color of that so you guys can see it a little better. This area right here was once a daily resistance level. We can see that here. Played daily resistance for 2 days. It was broken through. So if we actually draw this level of resistance, we could actually bring that across a fairly decent amount of distance. Showing us that it was resistance over here as well. Played support. Became resistance. Broke through right here. Now if you look, the low of the day is forming right on that level. Old resistance becomes new support. Old resistance becomes new support. We pull our Fibonacci. Let's take a look at this. Where this Fibonacci point stands. Also in supportive areas. If we were selling the retrace, we would have reached target 1 on the sell for target profit, which falls on previous resistance equals new support. Let's take a look down here at the 15-minute chart. See what kind of entry setup we have. See what entry pattern. Notice how we're coming into the New York session. This is also a session changeover. So at a session changeover, we can expect trend acceleration or a trend reversal. At this session changeover, we are already oversold on our RSI with multiple bounces on the RSI as we steadily decline. So that's a sign of divergence. Major sign of divergence right here. So we got a session changeover. We have a support area. We have divergence. We have a 9:30 coming up on 10 o'clock with FOMC, major high impact news. All add up to a possible trend reversal. Plus we have a low of the day pattern. So I'm in a long position, long on the this is the pound USD, long, short on the USD CAD. And
So where are you? Do you have your stop loss set in place on the pound USD?
pound USD, my stop loss is at 1.307, about 10 pips.
Okay.
1.3075.
And you're going to be taking your looking for a take profit up at the top there at where your yellow zone is, up in that area.
Yes, I'm looking to take profit up in the yellow zone area. Let me, I like that. Yep, up here in the yellow zone area, roughly 1.317. So that's roughly about 60. Well, roughly about 90 pips.
Beautiful,
And I
beautiful.
can honestly, if you want, you can just leave that as a take profit one, because we can potentially go further than that.
So you have a good weekend or what?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Right on, right on.
Pretty good, real relaxing. Didn't do too much or nothing. I was playing
Keep
with
the wife happy.
just playing with that expert advisor, trying to get that automated robot up to par. But
Yeah.
he keeps playing mind games with me.
I remind me holy crap, I can't talk. Remind me after the session there. I'll send you over something to check out.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Let's take a look at this Ripple trade. I actually have a Ripple trade in also. I've already taken partial profit off this Ripple trade. That Head and Shoulders here on this.
Yeah, how's that playing out there? I'm just kind of watching the Dow here right now.
Yeah, it looks good. I know you're waiting on that 930. That's actually what I'm waiting on too. This 930 should cause some movement and some
Yeah,
acceleration in some of these trends.
she's pushing up a little bit on the USD CAD, but that 930 bell should come back down. I took a trade on the USD CAD as well. I put a 20 pip stop just to give it some room, a little breathing room to play in there.
Oh, for that little possible stop high?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get stopped out by that top up wick there, but I do see that forming a nice evening star at the close of this 2-minute candle here at the end of the 15 minutes.
Yeah, this 5-minute has some nice divergence on it too.
Yeah. Eh? On the 5-minute candle, you see it's got a Head and Shoulders within the Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, right. A Head and Shoulders at the peak of the Head and Shoulders.
Oh man, I love that. I don't know. Head and Shoulders are literally my favorite patterns to trade. I use them so much. It's almost like I beat it to a pulp.
Now today, I actually made a video. I want to do some editing to it before I send it to you. I meant to send it to you last week, but I want to play with it a little more.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
I should be done with it today. And it's going over trend lines and the break of trend lines, and how you can utilize trend lines with support and resistance.
All right, sounds good.
Confluence and stuff like that.
I gotta make a video on how to utilize MetaTrader on your phone, and or how to utilize charting on your phone, I should say, so you can pull up TradingView or whatever the case may be. There's an app, everyone, for TradingView. They have an app. You can download it onto your phone, and any charting that you do online, once you save it, it transfers over. It saves direct to your account, and when you log in on your phone to your account, that same charting is transferred over to your phone. So you do not have to continuously rechart on your phone. You can look up on your phone, see where price is at, and look at your entries and whatnot out here to trade on the go.
Yep.
Fed Harker speech in 30 seconds.
All right, let's zoom in on this UCAD and see what we get going.
Man, that's like textbook right there. I'm just,
That Head and Shoulders, hell
yeah, yeah. It just doesn't. It's hard to find. You don't get like perfect setups. Everything's like a little bit sideways in that, but like, all right, there we go. 9:30. Let's see what we get. Yeah, there she goes.
You on the Dow?
I'm gonna be going on the Dow in just a second once she breaks my one of my boxes here. Either the high or the low.
All right, here goes our UCAD turning over. So we got good looks there. I'm also let's look at this New Zealand. Actually, let me just call out all of the trades that I'm in right now.
Excellent, that's great.
I am in the UCAD short, Pound USD long, XRP long, and New Zealand USD long.
Excellent.
All right. Bingo. I got this streaming on the YouTube channel as well as I'm recording this Zoom.
Perfect.
Okay, great action on the USD CAD. Great action on the
Yeah, she's starting to push down now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there she goes. Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
What does that 15-minute candle look like?
Let's see. She
Five
came
minutes.
a shooting star. Well, inverse hammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say there. I would have liked to see the shooting star, but that works just as well. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because that's Head and Shoulders right there. It's still clean.
Oh yeah, that's coming into play big time. All right, looks like the Dow starts trying to regain some grounds from the overnight losses. Or last night's losses, I should say. I love when we watch trades, everybody goes silent. It's like, shh, nobody speak. By the way, is my TV too loud in the background? Is it causing any? Yeah, okay, good. And I'm getting ready to. Ooh, I can't believe this. I'm actually buying the Dow. Huh. We'll see. She's pushing up nicely.
Ooh, risky.
Oh man. Well, I think Wall Street's going to try and recover what happened last night. That 400 pip loss there, or point loss.
Yeah,
I think.
They got to.
Oh yeah, they're going to have their.
Somebody's pissed about that.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's pissed about that. Okay, so far the CAD is looking excellent. The Pound USD has made its move or has begun to take off from our entry. In about 30 minutes, at the end of this hour, I will pull my stops up to break even. or well, not even necessarily break in. I'll break even. I'll pull them in profit because I want to take some profit. I don't want to just break even today. Based on the intraday style, I never want to break even really. I always want to close some profit. Um, and when I'm using my intraday strategy, when I'm using a swing strategy, I'll consider a break even. But on an intraday, I always want to close the day with some profit, especially when I'm already in profit. Like right now, I'm in profit. So whenever I do move my stop loss, I'm gonna pull it into profit.
Exactly. So you're not risking more than need be.
Right. Like even still, now whenever I do pull my stops into profit, what you want to do is I would actually come down to as far as the 15 or 5 minute candle, and move your stop accordingly based on the structure that you see. Like for example, with this candle right here showing a extremely bullish candle, and looking to my left seeing three bullish candles, it would be wise to pull your stop down to at least above the close of the open of the last bullish candle, at least. So that way you give yourself enough room for a price to at least pull all the way back to right here before taking you out. And if you look to the left, there's structure over there, so that gives you verifiable potential area in which, if price comes there, we know we're likely still going to push up. But considering the structure in the long term or the intraday pattern that we're getting, we don't even expect it to come back up there, because if we come back up there, we're going higher, and we don't even see a higher, the daily going higher today. So it's like an ultimately inevitable perfect trade, almost. Make sense?
No, I'm kidding. It does. Oh shit.
Basically saying that if price breaches this area, again, considering it's 9:30 going into the New York session, if price breaches this area again, we're running bullish because we're extending this high at least another 35 to 40 pips. If we did that, that would take price all the way up to about right here. If we pull a zone there and draw it there and look at the daily, that's not a realistic area for price to seek based on price action.
What price is that?
That is 1351. That's about another 30 pips. If price breaks that high, we know we're going at least 30 pips.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
If we go 30 pips up there, that's not even a realistic price action pattern to end up there. So I'm gonna cancel that out altogether. That's not happening. I can pretty much guarantee you that. So with that fact being known, we know we're reversing. If we surpass 1.348, we would be looking to hit this 1.312. We know that's not happening, so therefore we can cancel both of these actions out. We can say we have a 90% chance of not coming back to 1.3486. We have almost 100% chance of not going to 1.312 up here. We have almost practically 100% chance we're not going here. It wouldn't. There's no pattern structure that in the market that would take us to that level today. So I'm all in short with my stop loss right above the most recent bullish candle that was rejected from the high of the day.
You put it all on the line each and every day.
Right. And with it being 9:30 New York Open, how it was rejected straight out the beginning of the New York session, it's likely going to continue bullish and go fill our gap down here. Like we might see a completely engulfing hour. This whole hour may begin to engulf and begin to look something like this.
I'm moving a bunch of my positions right now to break even.
Let me go look at the USD. Pound USD, how we looking over there? Okay, yeah.
Pound USD.
I'm gonna pull this one up. I'll probably pull this one up in about 15 minutes after this hour candle close, because it's coming back, but I'm still in profit about a pip.
Ooh, baby, look at that US 30 just rise.
Oh, she went for a ride.
Oh yeah, she's going for a ride up.
Let me pull that thing up. US 30. Ooh yeah, she's got a gap to fill.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, she's got a huge gap to fill.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
I am quite okay with that. I'm on the right side of things today.
Right. I know that's right. Shit. All right, we got that CAD CHF movement to the upside. That CAD CHF movement that we analyzed earlier to the upside is also going to push that USD CAD down. See this the hour might come and fully engulf. That would be awesome if it does. Fully engulf this 1.346 all the way down to here. That'd be clutch.
Man.
Alright, we should get some real nice action on this dollar. With that dollar, with the stocks rising, with that Dow going up. Remember when I was telling you a lot of times I've been noticing that when the Dow goes up or the US 30 goes up, dollar moves opposite.
Yeah.
So with that large push and this aggressive move to the upside, I believe this dollar is going to come down. And that's going to put the pound USD, the New Zealand USD, and the USD CAD all in favor.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, USD CAD, she's got a lot of strength pushing down right now.
Yeah, she's coming. She's coming. She might like I hope we get that engulfing. This whole engulfing out. I want a fallout.
Oh,
right now.
if she that's an entire engulfing candle there, that's gonna just continue that momentum straight down.
Straight down.
Now, guys, this as a head and shoulder pattern, technically your entry for a pattern like this would be at the 34,700 level for your technical entry at the shoulder, at the neckline. And then your take profit would be equal distance from the neckline to the head. So whatever, 700. So that'd be a 25 pips. And then you would go down 25 pips. That's normally what your take profit would be. However, there's no resistance in that area, and we were anticipating for it to come back down and fill that gap up, so you can take that rate down to 34,300 roughly.
Right. This right here would be your 25 pips.
Yeah.
But as we see, there's a gap there, so we could double that and take it for 50.
Yeah.
And that would put you right about here. So you could literally have a good trade from here to here on this all green from right there.
Where is? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Now the early, of course, me using those higher time frames and being able to see this pattern in advance, I was able to grab a higher entry.
Excellent.
Entry. And that was just simply based on this 5-minute chart here. Same patterns you would look for on the higher time frames, except, like for example, here is the head and shoulders that we saw earlier. Head and shoulders there, and there's actually another one. Actually, it's slightly in here. I'm gonna scare Cody a little bit and hop down here, and there's the head and shoulders.
You. Oh
You see
man.
you see that Head and Shoulders in there though?
Oh yeah, I see that in shoulder on the 1 minute chart.
Yeah, scary. So there's what we got. It almost looks like Mickey Mouse.
Almost shit. A head and shoulders within a head and shoulders within a head and shoulders.
Right. Now
Oh
that
man,
is almost one of the most. You won't get a setup like this often. You won't get a Head and Shoulders inside of a Head and Shoulders inside of a Head and Shoulders often. This is
no.
almost a picture perfect, like he was saying earlier, textbook. This is a pretty textbook setup.
Yep.
And it's not going to happen often, but when it does, make sure you can identify it because this is picture perfect right here.
And you can trade it with a lot of confidence when you see that happening.
Picture perfect
Man,
entry.
man, was that an entire golfing camp? Oh man, that was
That's what I'm
entire
saying. That's what I
engulfing.
was looking at this whole hour. If this whole hour comes back and engulfs, it's a wrap for this UCAD.
Oh yeah.
But we also see oil going up. Remember, if we take
Yeah.
a look at oil, if oil shoots up, we know CAD's coming down anyway. UCAD's coming down anyway. So let's take a look at
Oil's pushing up right now.
yeah, oil cleared the gap and it's probably going for a run. So this UCAD is probably getting ready to lose its bottom.
Yeah.
Yep, there it goes. This UCAD is getting ready to lose its bottom.
Oh man, stupid Jeep season. I like Jeeps. I had a Jeep in the past, and I kind of miss it.
Jeep?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're just
man.
so.
You know, I've actually learned how to drive on a Jeep.
You wanted to learn how to drive one?
I actually learned how to drive
Oh.
on driving a Jeep. A Jeep
Nice.
Cherokee. I had a Jeep Cherokee.
That's I got my license when I was 16, right? And my first vehicle to drive was a big pickup truck. And then, anyways, about a year after I got my license, I got a Jeep. Well, it was standard. Oh man, that's learning how to drive all over again with a standard vehicle.
Man, it was it was a 1995 Jeep Cherokee. It was one of those it was all metal. It was one of
Oh,
those,
nice. Yeah, a nice old school one there.
yeah, nice old school one.
What I want to pick up now is, you ever watch MASH on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know those old Jeeps that they drive around in?
Hell yeah.
That's what I want to pick up is like a 1940, 1950-ish Jeep there. I think it'd be phenomenal to have one of those things and just beat around in the bush.
That'd be lit.
No suspension, just the tires as your suspension. I'll be back in just a quick minute. I'm going to go make another coffee.
All right, cool.
All right, how's everything coming out around over here? Blah blah blah.
Everything's good. Nothing to move too much while you were gone.
All right, Fed Williams speech coming up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that should move. That should actually ignite some more volatility behind the whole market. It should feel some decision making.
Hell yeah. There. All right, cool. Perfect. Let's see, where's that USD CAD? Yeah, it's kind of stopped moving there.
Yeah, she kind of stopped moving. I think she's gonna be waiting to see what this speaker talks about. What is he speaking on again? I'm gonna call it.
I'm just pulling up some charts here.
Let's see what she gonna be rambling about. All right. Fed Williams speed. His role serves on the Fed Open Market Committee, bringing the Fed's 12th district perspective to monetary policy discussions in Washington. Let's look him up. His name is Fed Williams. All right. Now we take that information there. No, Fed Williams speech. We take that to Google. Fed Williams speech. All right. We can watch this live, or we can just pull it up. But as we see that that dollar beginning to push that UCAD down some more. Let's pull it up.
Oil's pushing up incredibly well.
Awesome.
She's gone bullish there. She's
Awesome.
and we also got the gold pushing up as well. A nice bullish candle in the last 30 here. She looks like she's got some reversal signs ticking in her.
What is today? May 6th?
Yeah, it's 6 today.
They don't have his speech up there yet. Okay, so let me find it on another website. All right, he is dovish.
He's a dovish, eh? Okay.
Yep, we should see it live. We should see the dollar begin to fall. Here's one of his strong points on the monetary policy are uncertainty. So he comes to kind of level out the uncertain investors. I'm guessing the uncertainty approach. Tries to make sense of everything. So he's got a real gentle, moderate approach. Cool. Good for me.
Good for me. All right, we're starting to see some nice movement on the Dow. She's starting to push up a little more.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's pull back.
Gold's pushing up.
Yeah, Dow still got what? Almost
5 minutes left in this candle.
Yeah, she's got ways to go to get back to yesterday's gap close.
Oh yeah, she's got another 400 points to go to close still in that gap.
Hell yeah. Or, yeah, about 30. Yeah, shit, a whole 400 points. Up to 26,550.
Yeah, man. She's got a huge gap to fill.
Huge.
Huge. Like that's a lot of money right there.
Now, as far as this pound USD goes, I do expect this pound USD to retest
Oh,
and push.
go on the 30. Sorry, real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. On the 30-minute, you see a morning star right there.
On the pound?
Yeah. Huge
Yeah,
reversal pattern.
Right on that support level I pointed out earlier.
Yeah.
Perfect. Actually, it falls perfectly on that zone I drew.
Yeah, it does.
So if we look back at here from days ago, back here, that previous level of resistance or support, here was resistance, broke through right here, and we simply just retested that to find another bounce. Look at the RSI positioning as well. We've got divergence there. Well, no, I ain't gonna say divergence. We actually have a solid trend bounce with price and the RSI here. Now we see the divergence in here.
Yeah.
Boom. We see the divergence in a little tighter. But I do see price here pushing all the way back up in the field, this gap here, this gap zone here, as well as reclaim the high with this sporadic push on Friday during the New York session, which psychologically that means that the price range for the last group of New York session of New York's traders took the range from about here to about, psychologically, this is what this means. Price during the last New York session ranged from here to here. All right, just think of that. So now, today, the last, based on the pound USD, the last group of traders who took up the most volume or had the most impact in this currency pair traded between this zone. The zone where we are at now, here, is about half of this whole zone. Let's look at the Fibonacci and we'll be able to see the exact, it's really in between about 50 and 60%, something like that.
Oh, wow. Sorry. I just popped back over to the USD CAD there. She's tanking.
She's tanking it hard.
Oh, yeah, she's pushing hard.
We got that full engulfing that I wanted. Remember when that full?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, baby.
There she goes. Oh, man.
Completely engulfing.
I like that.
And she should keep down, like I was saying, all the way down to the bottom of this green zone.
Yeah.
She should continue to push down heavy for us.
These gaps have given us some nice trading opportunities today. That's for sure.
Yeah, the gaps are definitely coming in our favor. Now we could possibly see reversals at these gaps once they're completely filled, or we could see complete extensions to the other side of the gaps. We'll just have to wait for those patterns and wait for those areas to be approached. We're getting good movement on this New Zealand USD also. So now that my New Zealand USD is in moved away in profit, I can move my stop loss in profit also. But I'll do that using the 5-minute chart. Let me show you how. You see here how my entry is actually right at the most recent level of support. So I'm actually not quite going to pull it up yet, because when I do pull it, I'm actually going to want to pull it up to about right here. Because if you look, this is going to be the last level of support here that on the 5-minute chart. All right, this is a new hour coming in play also. So for right now, I'm actually going to leave my stop right here under this level until this level's completely clear by, let's see, looks like the next level is actually going to be right in here. So when we clear this level, I'll pull my stop up to here. Once we clear, say for instance, this level right here, I'll pull my stop up to here. Once we clear that next level, I'll pull my stop up to here. And that's how I'm able to pull my stop with the trade. So for right now, I'll still leave it down here until this next level is cleared. Same with the pound USD.
Yeah, precisely. Gotta love when MetaTrader reboots, eh?
Right. Gotta love it. Classic sound.
Just money in my ears.
And I'm actually, this New Zealand actually makes me want to go ahead and take the talk off the board now.
I'm actually thinking about the same on the USD CAD almost. With this speech that's coming up, she's looking like she's starting to reverse a bit. Thinking about it, but we'll see.
Let me look at the dollar. Let's pull this dollar up and break this girl down. All right, let's see what she got for us. All right, here looking at the dollar. You zoom out, we can see she had a nice series of higher lows right in here. Okay, so higher lows. Let's look at, if you use this, I think it was the equal, no, that's not it. I think it is the linear regression channel. And say for instance, you see a swing low or a swing high, and if you move it from left to right, notice, let me pull this. All I did was simply start it here and drag it to where current price is. And notice how it draws the channel automatically. See, like from right here, it would just be that channel. From here to here, it would be a channel looking like that. From here to here, it's almost turning sideways. Notice how the channel is steep at the beginning, but begins to flatten out. You see that?
Yeah.
All right, that's already right there showing you that the highs and the trend is actually starting to tilt over and almost turn. So
Yeah, slow down.
I'd like to use this to kind of show me where price is peaking off, especially in level 3 or the high or a potential reversal point of that zone. Because if you zoom out, this is what we got drawn using that channel. Down here on the RSI, we have clearly we have a down. We're beginning to see a downward trend to that RSI move. Like, I'm not even gonna start over. I'm gonna start it from right here. I'll start it from right there. Okay. Notice how the two angles are completely opposite. Starting in the same place. The RSI is showing a beginning of a downtrend, and the price is still pushing up. We also have resistance over here from the left to the right, So we know price is now in a resistance zone. Price in a resistance zone with the oscillator forming and pushing into a downtrend. Once this oscillator here crosses over to the 50, that confirms the downtrend. So let me draw that. Once this begins to happen, this will too happen. Because mind you, when the RSI is bouncing above the 50 right here in the 70, that's an uptrend. When price is bouncing below the 50 and the 30, that's a downtrend. We're entering a downtrend now at the end of this uptrend. There's also a gap right in here that we can see by being zoomed out. So we're definitely going to have to come into our area to fill that gap. And once we do, that's going to pull it all the way to the other side. Make sense? Any questions there? Nope. Good.
Nope. You're good.
Good. Good to go. Alright, let me check and see if anybody's actually on the stream. No comments. No questions. Good. Pulling that Ripple trade up in the profit.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it, baby.
Great.
Yeah, everything's starting to come back. That initial 10 o'clock, everything kind of did a little bit of a reversal, but now it's going back in its original direction.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. What's my stop at up here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and what am I gonna do?
And this is how we do it. Man, it's stuck in my head. I'll be back in a quick second.
Go ahead and close out that Ripple trade.
miss anything?
No, you didn't.
Excellent.
You didn't miss a team.
Governor Polov speaking. I think I'm probably gonna close out my trade before the governor of Polov's speech at 1:45 for the USD CAD trade. Um, why? He's a little bit shit's gonna get moved around.
Shit's gonna be shifted.
Yeah, exactly. So it might spike right down, it might spike right up. It's hard to say what's going to happen. So I just want to get out with lock in my profits and walk away from it. But there was something here I want to speak about the USD CAD. The economic slowdown in Canada continues as GDP declined in March by 0.1%, its third decline in 4 months. Manufacturing continues to struggle as the global trade war has dampened appetite for Canadian exports. Manufacturing PMI slowed for a fifth successive month, falling to 49.7 points, a reading below the 50 mark, point to contraction.
Can you see my
in the
screen?
U. Yeah, you're good there. I see a lot of.
Chart here. This chart.
Which one is this one here? That is pound USD. Okay.
Yeah, this is one I actually just put this together.
What does it look like? Well, I see 3 steps on it.
It's got half of the TDI. This isn't the full TDI. This is just the TDI, RSI, and moving average cross. So I actually took off the Bollinger Bands and that other yellow moving 50, so I can just see the crosses. Like right here, the actual signal crosses. I also have support and resistance zone, or supply and demand zones. So you see here's a supply zone or a demand zone, supply. And essentially what I'm seeing here, noticing about what I put together here, is when you get a cross coming out of a supply or a demand zone, that is a solid entry or a solid signal. That's what I'm getting so far from looking at it. I haven't traded specifically off of this template just yet, because I'm still doing some back tests based on what I'm pulling off of using just the simple technical analysis. So whenever I enter a trade based off this technical analysis, what I'm doing is I'm going back and I'm adding this in here to see what that entry potentially looks like.
Beautiful.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it looks good. I like the look of it. Like, it's very colorful, so it's nice.
I'm gonna have to play with the color once I get it all in. Well, right now I haven't played with the colors in it, but once I do, I'm gonna get it color coordinated. But yeah, it looks like a rainbow right now.
Yeah.
It's also
no, well, then you can fine tune your eyes. So like resistance could be your red and your support could be green type of shit, right?
Exactly. Look at this. How this nice looking divergence played out here at the downside of this pound. All these touches down here with the trend slightly slowing down. That's a nice setup for a divergence and a reversal. Especially
the Dow Jones.
We cross back up over this 50.
Yeah, once you see it cross back up over the 50, she's skyrocketing up there. My US30 just hit its TP.
Oh, good deal. Bagged,
in and out.
Okay, UCAD still coming down for us.
Oh yeah, look at that bearish candle right there, that hammer.
Good deal. I really want to see pound push up. I actually took a binary trade on it. I am about 3 pips out of profit on it. So I need price to come and close. I need this hour pretty much to be bullish for this binary trade. Oh, I set my pivots over here. These pivots right here are equal to a Fibonacci ratio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I equaled out my pivots to a Fibonacci ratio. So if you notice how they pretty much hit, the levels hit right on. You just have to be able to identify what kind of level you're looking at. Like say for instance right here, how this level hit dead on as resistance. Had you
I want to know what that big red candle is to the right.
That's the daily candle.
Okay.
So this shows the open, which was right here, and the low of the day, which is...
That is nice to have up on the chart.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I know exactly where today opened at. And I know what the actual day candle looks like without looking at the day candle.
Exactly. Having it up just to reference is so nice. Oh my God.
That's why I'm anticipating this this whole session to really go bullish, to close out and finish the day. Because with Friday being as bullish as it was, this pound today should not be this bearish.
I don't know, man. Take a look at Finviz. If you can see the pound is incredibly bearish. It is the weakest pair of.
Yeah, I see it is. Oh,
yeah,
it is the weakest.
Yeah, it's literally the weakest performing asset right now.
But you got to think about it. It's a holiday, so they're statistically they're gonna be showing no data. It's a holiday. So today would pretty much just be pure manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's a pure manipulation day. If based on it being a holiday like that, because price action is telling us we shouldn't go any lower. But fundamentally, the data saying sell all day long on this pound. So it's almost like the people in charge want us to sell off on the pound right now.
Man, oil is pushing up incredibly nice. Dollar stagnant. Gold is starting to push back up. USD JPY is quite stagnant actually. UCAD coming in the last 10 minutes there of this 30-minute candles. What does the 15-minute look like? Yeah, okay. 30-minute candles looking like either a doji forming or we'll see what happens at the last 10 minutes there. Comp coming up on 10:30. Euro USD is kind of just ranging right now. Pound USD, you see that shooting star or that morning star, so it should push bullish.
Yeah, she should. I'm really looking forward to it.
USD Swiss. I'm staying away from the USD Swiss.
Yeah, I'm not pulling her either.
Aussie, she's ranging right now. She's been ranging since midnight, just going sideways. New Zealand. Actually, there was a morning star on the New Zealand, so that should push up actually. But the New Zealand's weak, so we'll see what happens. Holidays, the markets tend not to be as respectable as other days. Pound JPY, she's stagnant too, just barely moving. Man, CAD CHF is actually pushing up quite nicely. Coming in to fill. Yeah, CAD CHF, she's coming back up to fill her gap already. Stock sell-off sends investors running into bonds. Oh boy.
Ooh, I bet it did.
That flash crash overnight. Oh yeah, you can see people selling everything off and running to bonds for sure.
But you know, bonds take money, take USD out of circulation, don't they?
Mm,
Because don't bonds pretty much take money out of the circulation so they incur interest on them?
no,
And when the
no,
bonds are released, doesn't that put the USD, more USD in circulation?
no. Bonds. I was reading up on bonds a little bit before, and bonds are how do I explain this? A bond is here's right here from Investopedia. A bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower, typically a corporate or governmental. Bonds are used by companies, municipalities, states, and sovereign governments to finance projects and operations. Owners of the bonds are debt holders or creditors of the issuer. The bonds. It's. I was reading up on bonds, and it's a very. I don't understand them enough to get into them yet. That's something that I do want to get into in the future, but I don't understand enough how they work to actually hold them and trade them or whatnot. Oh, Harry and Meghan announced birth of a boy.
Oh wow. All right. 10:30. I actually gotta run. Are you gonna be entering any other trades or anything? You see any other
No, I'm.
opportunities coming up?
Other than the trades I have open right now, I'm not going to be entering anything else. We could probably close out the session for today
All
and
right.
just let the trades run and see how they play out.
Yeah, and don't forget, once you're in profit, pull your stop loss to profit so you don't give that profit away.
Exactly. Protect your bankroll at all times.
Definitely.
Right on, guys. Guys, we'll have a great afternoon and stay safe. Trade well, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
All right. Yes, sir. Happy trading.
All right. Cheers, guys.